turning your back to your team, walking away from the active plays going on, walking away from the actual basketball action. Yeah, Kamilla Cardoso is not a happy camper over there in Chicago, and I don't blame her. Again, this is another year of the same nonsense.
You ever see a teammate mentally check out in the middle of a game? Because that's pretty much what happened with Kamilla Cardoso. There was no shouting, no argument, no dramatic reaction. She just glanced at Angel Reese, shook her head, and walked away from the play like she was completely done with it. And honestly, maybe she is. This wasn't some hidden locker room drama either. It all unfolded right there on the court, in front of cameras and a packed crowd. Whatever trust they had, it looks like it's slipping. The chemistry? Pretty much falling apart. Meanwhile, Reese is still missing layups and forcing plays through traffic like she's trying to create a highlight reel instead of winning a game. It's starting to get rough to watch. This was supposed to be a dominant frontcourt pairing, a duo built to control the paint. Instead, it's looking more like a breakdown in real time. One player is focused on winning possessions. The other looks like she's playing for moments rather than results. And what's happening now goes beyond just a bad night. It's starting to feel like something bigger is unraveling in Chicago.
Look at the frustration oozing out of Kamilla Cardoso. She gets a switch, Natasha Cloud, she's posting her up. We can't get an entry pass to Kamilla.
It was a matchup between the Chicago Sky and the Phoenix Mercury, and it ended in a 94-89 loss for Chicago. A close game on paper, but that's not what people remember from it. What actually stood out wasn't the final score. It was the moment Kamilla Cardoso seemed to mentally step away from the game. No argument, no visible frustration, just a shift in body language that said everything. She had possession. Angel Reese was calling for the ball, and Cardoso looked her way, gave a cold stare, and then turned away from the play completely. No pass, no continuation, just silence. And that moment didn't feel random. It came across like a statement, one that everyone, fans, teammates, even the broadcast cameras, picked up instantly. To understand why it hit so hard, you have to go back to the beginning. When Cardoso was drafted by the Sky to pair with Reese, the expectations were massive. People talked about an unstoppable front-court duo, dominant rebounding, and Chicago controlling the paint for years to come.
Thank you.
But the truth is, it never really clicked, not even close. Against the Sparks, Reese missed 7 layups, all right at the rim. And those aren't just missed points, those are momentum killers. When easy finishes don't go down, everything else in the offense starts to break apart. The spacing tightens up, the pick and roll loses its rhythm, and suddenly players like Cardoso aren't getting the same clean lanes or opportunities to crash the basket. The entire flow of the offense starts to stall. Then came the Liberty game. That's where things really blew up. Reese went viral after missing 4 layups in a span of about 15 seconds. For straight chances, all gone. The crowd couldn't believe it, and even the opposing bench looked surprised. On social media, the reaction was immediate. Clips spread everywhere across Twitter and Instagram, with commentators calling the sequence painful to watch. She ended that game with just 2 points and 12 rebounds in a blowout loss. And while the rebounding numbers look solid on the surface, a big chunk of them came from cleaning up her own missed attempts at the rim. That takes a lot of shine off the stat line quickly.
Angel Reese had one of these double-doubles that doesn't translate to victories.
Let's be honest, if you were on the floor and a teammate missed 4 straight layups in a single sequence, you'd probably hesitate before going back to them the next possession. At some point, players start adjusting where they put the ball. Now look at the numbers. In 37 career WNBA games, Angel Reese has only shot above 50% in 8 of them. For a front-court player, that's not a small concern. It points to a consistent finishing issue around the rim. In that Sparks game specifically, she finished with 12 points and 13 rebounds, but the efficiency tells a different story. 0, 4, 8 from the field and 2, 4, 6 from the free throw line. She also added 5 turnovers and only 1 assist. The stat line shows rebounding production, But the shooting struggles and turnovers highlight how uneven the overall impact has been in that performance.
Reese can't shoot. In 37 career games, she has made 50% or higher from the field in only 8 damn games? Are you kidding?
This isn't just about a few bad possessions anymore. It's becoming a pattern, and it's starting to affect the bigger picture. In today's WNBA, where spacing, pace, and efficiency are everything, it's hard to build a modern offense around a player who struggles to score efficiently, limits passing options, and often forces tough or rushed decisions. Defenses have started adjusting accordingly. They sag off her, giving her space and essentially daring her to take shots. When those shots don't fall consistently, it changes how the entire defense operates. Her spin move is no longer surprising to opponents. It's been scouted. Her post-ups can look rushed, and she's not consistently drawing the kind of double teams that open up the floor for others. As a result, defenders are able to cheat into passing lanes and take away easy looks for shooters. That ripple effect is significant. Perimeter players get less clean space to operate, entry passes become harder to complete, and even players like Cardoso end up dealing with cluttered paint situations because the spacing isn't holding. The issue isn't just individual performance, it's how it impacts team structure. When the floor doesn't open up properly, everything becomes harder. Ball movement slows, actions get disrupted, and offensive rhythm disappears. This was supposed to be a franchise-defining presence, someone who could elevate a team's identity. Instead, the reality has been more complicated, with inconsistency around the rim and growing pressure on the overall flow of the offense. And when you watch the games, that tension shows up. Communication drops, the bench looks more reserved, and the offense doesn't move with the same confidence or freedom.
Going into my season 2, what's some advice that you would give for me?
Season 2, I can't wait to work with you some more. The biggest advice I have for you is going to be how you shoot your layups, period. Like, we're going to fix that.
Yeah.
So when Cardoso decided not to make that pass to Reese, it didn't come off as petty. It looked more like a statement, almost like she was saying, I can't rely on that decision right now. And Reese didn't exactly help shift that perception. Later in the same game, she forced another tough layup in traffic and missed again, even though Cardoso was open and available for an easier option. At that point, the frustration wasn't hidden anymore. It was visible on the court in real time. You could feel the shift in energy throughout the arena. During a timeout, the cameras caught Reese trying to speak, but Cardoso barely reacted, no engagement, no acknowledgement, just a turn away and full focus on the coach. Her body language said she was done with the back and forth in that moment. That kind of disconnect doesn't look like a simple disagreement. It starts to resemble a real break in trust. And the important thing here is that Cardoso isn't an emotional or reckless player. She reads the game, understands spacing, timing, and ball movement. She plays with structure and purpose, not chaos. Her goal is to win, not get pulled into distractions. From her perspective, mistakes that disrupt offensive flow aren't just bad plays. They change how the entire possession is supposed to function. Meanwhile, the narrative around Reese has always been loud. Early on, social media amplified everything about her. Her confidence, her energy, her interviews, her presence on the court. She was positioned as a rising face of the league, someone with attitude and charisma. But now, in moments like this, the spotlight feels different. What once looked like swagger is being reevaluated through the lens of efficiency, decision-making, and team impact.
Your ball handling is good, your defense is improved. Like, the fact that you be snatching that ball from them girls, I'll be cracking up like, oh, she got another one. Like, I love the fact that you are like putting so much pressure on them defensively and just the idea that you want to get better. Like, yeah. I love that. And again, I didn't know you well, just talking to you and just giving you like some love, but then hearing you like, yes, I want to learn, I want to work hard, I want to be better.
You can see her trying to stay locked in, clapping for teammates, setting screens, boxing out, and doing all the gritty work to keep the team going. But it raises a real question. How long can you keep doing everything right when the same mistakes keep happening on repeat around you? At some point, Even a most committed teammate gets worn down by carrying that extra weight, and right now it looks like Cardoso might be getting close to that limit.